We're going to start repacking some linear motion bearings ball screws. They are the 2005 model, which is 20mm diameter, 5mm pitch. All the plastic returns are in. We're going to start with this side down, so we'll be dropping them in from this side. It's easier for me to do it that way and show it. It really don't matter which way you go. I prefer to start with the wiper. It helps support it. Go ahead and thread it on. Kind of thread this on. Insert these little nylon or plastic return loops, kind of help thread it on. Then you want to kind of thread this down into each other so you can lock it in place. Once you're happy with that, go ahead and put the screws in. You do not have to do the wipers first before repacking, but it does help. Kind of a support while you're working with it. It doesn't make it as loose. Anyway, that kind of gets it on there. Then you want to back it back out. That black mark marks the start of the thread. It starts the thread where it starts wrapping and going downhill like so. You want to get that first circuit return tube lined up roughly about like so, because the idea, and you can't see it real good, at least I can in this stupid camera. The idea is that first circuit is going to first circuit's here. The balls are going to drop here and they'll fall into the return circuit and work their way back up till they fall out above this mark. When they start falling out, you can start just dropping them in and then thread the screw up into it. And you'll see when I drop one in and it hits it right, it actually, I did back out on it just a little. They actually go in pretty easy. Anyway, you can just start feeding them in and pushing them around. You might have to wiggle the, if it's the first circuit you're doing, you may need to wiggle the nut just a little bit on the screw because it is a little loose right now. It'll help them go in and start working their way around. If that gives you too much problem, you can start shoving them back this way and working to it. It's a little bit harder that way to me, but it is possible to shove them around. Anyway, work them around whatever you find works for you. And I counted them out in 21 sets. It's easier for me to do it that way, of course. I can't get more than 21 in it anyway. So after putting 21 in there, to a certain point, it's going to stop. And I don't know about the other models if they have a max that they can actually handle or what. Booger here. Don't want to cooperate. Depending on how the tip of your screw is ground kind of affects how they go in. You may have to work them around. I don't know if I can get a good shot by pushing them. If you go this direction, or the other way really. Anyway, work your way till you get them all in. Sometimes you can turn the screw just a little bit inside there, and it helps you with getting them started. Sometimes like that. I don't know if you saw it. I think almost to my limit. Yeah, one more. Go ahead and thread it on just a little bit. Work its way back slowly so you can see what's happening. And you can kind of push them around a little easier now that they kind of work their way in the circuit. What you want to do is make sure you didn't miss none. I counted them out on the bench, so I know I got 21, so I know I got the right amount. There should be about a 3/4, half of a ball to about 3/4 of a ball left. And as you can see, I have close to that. My screwdriver fits. Well, not quite fits in between them, which is about 1/8 inch wide. Next step is just to move on up to the next circuit and repeat. Again, it's not hard. Take your time. You'll find that happy medium where they'll work pretty easy. And once you get the first one, the next two circuits go a little easier. Because you're not having to support the nut on that partially filled thread. As you can see, they go around real easy on that side. Just like so. Put them in, work them around. Then you want to work it till you get 21 in there, or however many it takes. And we'll just move on up to the next thread. Looks like I was off on marking my part of my thread, or at least where it's located. As you can see, it's going together pretty nicely on this last group. Show them on around. Make sure you don't leave no gaps, otherwise you won't have the right amount of balls in there like you think you do. Which is definitely not what you want to happen to you. I had pre-counted mine again, so I knew how many it needed. And again, can't quite fit my screwdriver. There you go. Completed. Last thing to do is the last nylon spacer. There's a groove. I don't know if you can see it in the camera. There's a groove for that set screw, but